Captain's Log, Earth date 062924. This is Captain Stanford of the Starship Monroe. Wherever we go, haven, hope, honor. What's happening is I have the house to myself as my sister, the HOH, is away on a trip dealing with a personal loss that's more in her circle than mine. So I'm taking care of the house in their absence. Platform 9 3/4 as well. I'm actually reading Half-Blood Prince right now, hence the Harry Potter hoodie, and definitely enjoying getting more excited about books right now. I'm reading at least 3 novels currently, one chapter of each novel at a time. I'm reading Stephen King's It. I'm reading The Molecule of More, and I'm reading Half-Blood Prince. I'm trying to get Spare by Prince Harry in there too, but his chapters are sometimes shorter than one sitting. I'm typically in one place, and I want to like sit and be comfortable and relax, and more power to the chap. But I'm going to finish his novel. I'm going to read more of these novels, the other 3, more often than his at this particular time, since I want more of a sit and read atmosphere. Mission progress. So I'm trying to lose 60 pounds, and my spin bike has hit a snag the last couple rides. The seat it came with hurts. Well, it hurt, and it took me about. I had to sacrifice today's session to get a comfortable seat. Luckily, I was in the garage where there were some old bikes, so I just extracted a seat from that bike from, I think, my nephew's old like BMX type bike, and just slapped that fucker on there. So I'll be riding with that going forward. Which means I'll definitely have to do a makeup session just for my own peace of mind. But it's going well. Otherwise, I'm kind of hopping on the bike every day. And last night, I kind of hustled the fuck out of the basketball court. It's not a basketball court. It's our driveway with a basketball hoop on it. My brother, I, and my nephew shot around a little bit, and I hustled a lot more than they did. I was ashamed for them because as my older brother, my brother was sinking more of his baskets, but he was kind of babysitting the hoop. He kind of stayed under there and then got as many rebounds as he could. But I was fighting for possession between the two of them, and my nephew's a little quicker than all of us, and he was kind of greedy and making up rules as we went, as some children do. But he's 13, so I cut him some slack, but. I hustled my ass off, mostly because I'm trying to lose weight. So I decided to hustle more than everybody else. But my heel started killing me right after that, so I had to take a little break. The beautiful thing about a spin bike is if you have plantar fasciitis like I do, you don't have to walk much. You don't have to march and increase that marching injury. All you have to do is sit there and, let your legs do the work and sweat. And it's completely convenient for my needs as far as cardio and exercise is concerned. Mission 2, films. What are we watching tonight? Oh my God. I think it's a Jane Austen flick. For some reason, I'm into those right now. Excuse me. I was like right in the camera. I apologize, folks. I apologize. I think it's Persuasion. Am I wrong? 0629. Anna Karenina was yesterday. By the way, Anna Karenina was a gorgeous tragedy. I loved that so much. If you have a chance, check out my character study of Anna Karenina from the 2012 flick, film based on a book by Leo Tolstoy about a socialite and her flaw. I'll let that be that for now. And you can see it. You can read it at seventhfloor.org, which is my personal website where my news, opinion, and fiction resides. That said, tonight's film is Persuasion via Netflix, and Guess who's in that? Keira Knightley, who also was in Anna Karenina. So I should have saved these movies for Keira Knightley week coming up, the week of July 15th. But yeah, it is what it is, and I'm not gonna let it wait. There's still enough Keira Knightley movies for that week, aside from these two. And I'm not like obsessed with Keira Knightley. I find her gorgeous and extraordinarily beautiful. Um, but I also find Scarlett Johansson just as beautiful, and Kate Winslet is not just beautiful, but a acting talent, to aspire to. Even if it's not like, I mean, I can't pull my tits out in Titanic like Kate Winslet can, right? But I can at least seek her acting acumen. You know what I mean? Um, I'm not I'm not an actor myself, but I'm more of a uh, thespian from the street, homie. Yeah, I've by the way, I've done plenty of spoken word, open mics, you name it. Like, there was a club at George Washington High School in Denver called the Polyrics Club, and I was a member. And it was an open mic, like it was like a period of, we have your other periods like social studies and math, but you've also got a lunch period where you can hang out with your club, and that club Polyrics, was a constant open mic for our high school, and it was the funnest thing I've ever done, or ever been a part of. Um, and a writer like me, I write music on occasion, these days, but there's some poetry on, Seventh Floor, as well. There's on the artistic side, the fiction side of Seventh Floor, contains everything from stories about, um, cats and their owners to horror about, demons, and, which I'm writing now. I'm in the middle of a sort of elongated book where one post at a time, or one chapter, or one post at a time, because some posts have three chapters in them. I'm unfolding the book, as we go. Um, and it's about the trajectory of one of Lucifer's demons, um, and I'll let that be there, right then and there. But there's a strong fiction side to my writing, as well as there's a news side where I, cover current events, and I'm very addicted to politics, and I have a very, strong opinion, and therefore I write my opinion on the opinion side. But sometimes I'll be reporting, sometimes I'll be, simply, updating a current story that I'm following, like Israel Hamas, or, the Trump orbit, or, the presidential race, or, abortion, or any of the few and it's a few social justice causes as well. I'm an open writer, and I decide to, make my website, able to fit, and just as open as my writing is. I'm able to fit all that I focus on and all that I can produce. So sometimes that's, thespian like. Sometimes that's there was there are a couple sketches in there, two comedy sketches, which I should produce more of. That would be great. So anyway, check out my website. Obviously, can't plug it enough. Um, that's films. Tonight will be Persuasion. Second day of Keira Knightley this week. It's okay. There'll be a whole week of her, later. I'm quite okay with, beautiful actresses all week. Back to the log. Um, Milestones. Um, got to play basketball with the men of the house. That was great. That was fun. That was positive, for all of us. Um, yeah. External challenges. A bit achy about my family being away from the home when one of the reasons I came back was to enjoy my family, and it's the second out of town like thing they've had to do, and my brother's constantly off with his, boo thing, who he won't call his girlfriend, though even though they're in a long-term relationship and have slept together far too much, and he's not seeing anybody else. So what else is that, bro? I mean, come on. He's trying to stay a player when he has no one to play with except her. So good luck, bro. If he's watching this, I love you, but that's your girlfriend. Okay, say it already. Um, today's inner demon. Not exactly boredom, but I felt a little loneliness come in there, and I was like, nope, we're not doing that, buddy. Nope. I have family; they'll be back. Um, and I'm not concerned about dating right now. It's just not on my mind, and I like it that way because it's a fucking headache, and I hate the envy, I hate the rejection, I hate um, the bravery I have to assume I have because I'm a man when I don't have that bravery, bro. No, I'd rather something unfolded naturally, and I'm not gonna put myself in uncomfortable situations to prove I'm a man. Um, it'll happen. It'll happen. I'm an excellent lover. I'm an excellent person, and um, I have a heart of of dynamite gold. I mean, I'm more than capable, willing, and able, but I'm not gonna push it. Love smart, not hard. Um, future healthy coping mechanisms. Stay busy. Honestly, I have schoolwork to get done. Tomorrow is going to be my heavy like study day because most things are due on midnight Sunday for the class I have left. Um, yeah, I had to drop a journalism class because excuse me, every time I try to take a journalism class, something ends up not working. The first journalism class, I joined the school paper, and I was I was offended by how much editing I found out there is in a paper. And I was like, I'm out of here. I'm done. I quit. And I dropped the class. I fucking said no. I turned off with journalism. I switched my major. Journalism was my first major in college. Um, Now it's up in the air. I mean, I have a plan, but I'll tell you my plan for because I'm a sophomore. Um, my plan is English major, literature, film, and media studies, a Spanish minor. Spanish is the only class I have left for this summer semester. 5 credits in this class, which encouraged me to drop the other one when I found out that all we had to do for that other class was read a chapter and do a quiz on that chapter. Where's the lecture? Where's the homework? There's not enough work for me to do in this class. And when I tried to reach out to the teacher, it seemed like she had phoned in the entire thing, and I hadn't received anything from her until I told her I was leaving the class. All of a sudden, she shows up and says, "Hey, oh, hi." No, I want to learn, and I want you to teach me stuff. And if you're not going to teach me stuff, and you're going to let the book do it, I'm out. So, at great risk to myself too. I mean, I owe the financial aid that would have been there had I stayed. They actually pulled all my financial aid once I backed out of that class. So I owe at least $450 before next semester, so that my balance is around 2,000. And with that, I can recover with the financial aid from next aid year, which in fall it resets, so you have a bunch more money than the previous year. Anyway, um, all I have to say is I owe the school money at this point for dropping that class, but there's no way I was going to stay there. And I dropped it before checking with financial aid. That was my problem. That was my mistake. Um, but I'm enjoying my Spanish class. Lo siento. I didn't know that I would have to pay so much for my decision, but I have to stick to my guns. And I want a true journalism class. I don't want bullshit. I just spoke about how much I love to write and how much journalism is important to me, and I want that. I want my blog to take a different route. I want clout behind my name. I want not recognition. I want credibility. And I think that's important to any journalist. And I can only get that by having. I can get that in many ways. Honestly, I can be a journalist without the college education in the field, simply because bloggers are everywhere, and journalism is full of more than just reporters. There's plenty of other things to do, but I wanted to do it right. I wanted to get a lesson and education in the subject, and I still plan to. Um, I can fit journalism into the schedule. Oh, I have not finished telling you about my plan, because brace yourselves. Um, English major, right? Spanish minor, and that's my bachelor's degree. But when I graduate with the bachelor's degree, I'll start chasing a Master of Science in Behavioral Health with a focus with a concentration in not a concentration. Is it a concentration? It's let me look it up. I want to give you the exact title. It's in my calendar. Because it's amazing. Oh, by the way, also in my undergraduate education, English major, Spanish minor, with a certificate in cooking. There's a cooking class at MSU Denver, and I can get a license from this certificate as well. Um, so that's how I make money after school, after this particular um, graduation. If I don't fall into a translation situation where I'm in a bilingual job that pays enough, and there are plenty of chances for a bilingual speaker, especially in America. Those jobs are not small, but I found it. It's the Master of Science in Clinical Behavioral Health, emphasis in addictions counseling. The license after that master's degree, by the way, it's a graduate program, um, will be a licensed addiction counselor. I feel like I have plenty of experience. Um, I'm sober right now myself, and I have plenty of adventures in addiction of my own, so I can relate definitely. But I also have a scientific mind, and I don't just want to stop at the master's. I want a PhD. I want to research this. I want to be a part of the solution um, instead of the problem. So that's my full collegiate plan, and I think it's pretty spectacular. I'll be a cook. I'll be a counselor, and I'll be a scientist. What's wrong with that? I dig the ambition highly. Let's get back to the log. Um, how is the captain? The captain's cool. The captain's fine. I mean, I'm chill, honestly. Um, a little worried about the legal stuff, but that's for me to handle and no one else's business, really. And then, yeah. Other than that, I'm living my life. I'm taking care of the schedules I have planned for myself, keeping the structure. Uh, excuse me, consistent, and reading my ass off like I want to. Sometimes you just want to read a fucking book, bro. Um, you can call me a nerd if you want. I prefer the term geek. And I think those who aren't getting educated are on the wrong side of intelligence. Best event of the day. Best event of the oh god. Best event of the day was honestly when I got to clean the kitchen on my own without being prompted. Like, without someone saying, because my sister likes to be like, hey, pick that up, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, I got it. Like, I'm gonna do it. And like, I just did it with my tidy up alarm that I set at 7 p.m., which is usually for me to tidy up 9 3/4. But I just included the kitchen in it, which I'm probably going to do for the rest of the stint while they're gone. It's nice to not be yelled at for doing something you're already going to do. It's kind of annoying when that happens. And it's a little pet peeve I've got. Today's favorite person / character is Harry Potter. This is the book I'm reading currently. Purchased from Tattered Cover. If I could take a moment to tell you that, by the way, I just purchased this. Had to get the original paperback Sorcerer's Stone. Harry's been with me since around September 11th, 2021, and it's wild that my life changed in that moment when they brought the TV in and showed the bombings of the two towers. Events like these have the tendency to be a shared experience by a big global community. In this case, it was the American community, and the war on terror began at that particular time. But the second big event like that, I'll say for a second. But right now, I want to speak about how Harry Potter has been instrumental over my life. That I was in high school when that happened, actually middle school, when I found Harry Potter, and it was seventh grade that the TV came in, and we saw 9/11 on the screens. But I had finished a test before everybody else in the class, and then they said, "Hey, there's books in the back. Occupy yourself while everyone finishes." The book I found was Sorcerer's Stone. That's my introduction to Harry Potter, and since then, I've let J.K. Rowling be um, a correction in my grammar when I'm schizophrenic. So I have schizophrenia, and when I am too confused to make a complete sentence, I can open a book of Harry Potter, read a passage out loud, hopefully, and fix my English just like that. I can get my mind back in order, which is a huge gift from a book. It's just the way that she writes her prose. It's so English. It's so um, devilishly awesome. And I don't want to speak about any controversy with the LGBTQ community, which I support. I'm an ally, a straight ally. I have a little brother who is queer. I have plenty of queer friends. I've had girlfriends who were once queer and went back to being queer after being with me. Um, Honestly, she didn't. Those girls didn't change while they were with me. Honestly, but I have a bit of my heart in the LGBTQ plus community, which is why I'm an ally. And I am still an ally of J.K. Rowling's. I don't know what really she said that ticked everybody off, um, but I'm not a part of the community enough to be offended by whatever she might have said. I think it was. I don't know. I don't know the original stuff, but that stuff aside, her work, her art, her fiction hits me deeper than any controversy that might come her way, because she's already written this shit. And I can hold this tighter than I can even hold her at any time. So I thank her for what she's done, and I thank my favorite person of the day, our character of the day, Harry Potter, for being with me for so goddamn long. That being said, I love you, Johnny. Stanford out.